Hey, what's up? It's Jen, and I'm here to help you live a happier, healthier, more well balanced lifestyle through small, intentional changes each day. So, if you like what you see here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, get the notifications so you can be just drizzled with little bits of positivity whenever you need it. So, today we're going to talk about what happens when you have a bad day. No matter what we do, sometimes you just can't escape that kind of stuff, especially now with things like COVID and all sorts of crazy stuff going on in the It's really easy to feel run down by everything. But the key thing to keep in mind is control what you can, let go of the rest. Whatever you can control, try and take care of that. Don't worry about anything else, okay? So, moving on, we're going to talk about 6 tips I have for getting over a bad day. And I do want to say a little disclaimer here. If you are having an exceptionally tough time or have thoughts of hurting yourself or others, please feel free to take a look at the suicide prevention hotline. You can get the help that you need. I will have that linked through in the bottom in the description of this video. So we're going to talk about things you can do on a daily basis. I'm going to give you 6 different things that you can do. You don't need to do all of them each day to pull out of a bad day, but maybe some are going to work better for you than others. We're going to start with number 1. The first thing on my list is starting with gratitude, okay? One of my other videos, I talked about a gratitude journal, and this is a great place to start. I like to start my day with gratitude because I really feel like it sets the tone for the day. So you're going to start off with writing 5 things you're grateful for, writing through 10 goals that you're achieving. And I want to make sure that you take a look at these not as oh, look at how far I have to go. I want to do all these things and I haven't done any of them. Take a look and say, what's the next action step? Make that be your to-do list. Take a look at that and use that for meaningful change that you can move forward so that you feel like you're actually accomplishing something and not just taking a look and diving deeper into your pit of despair. Okay, but being thankful for things you physically cannot be upset and grateful at the same time. It just won't happen. So really focusing on those things that you're grateful for and all the wonderful things in your life is going to be really important. So we're going to move on to tip number 2. You can exercise. Nothing helps me feel better than moving around some heavy weights. It's a great way to release endorphins. It's really going to help you feel better, whether it's moving weights, whether it's yoga, whether it's going for a run. I am not a big runner, although it is something that I would like to try and do more. It's not something that's my main focus. But doing some sort of activity is going to help you feel better. It is going to physically remove you from the negative situation that you're in and get you out there doing something different. So that is going to be very beneficial in changing your whole mental, vibes that you've got going on and turn them much more positive. So the third thing on my list is getting proper rest. Getting proper rest each night is going to make you much less susceptible to bad days, and it's also going to help those bad days bounce off of you. So really getting into a routine with your sleep, just like with everything else. Routine is basically the secret to life. Getting in a good routine and keeping it. It's always harder to start a routine than it is to stick with it once you're in the habit of it. But try and go to bed at regular times each night so that you wake up at regular times the next day. Like for me, I usually go to bed between 10 to 10:30 every single night, and then I'm up by 5 to 6 the next morning, depending on if I have to go to work or not. So I can do that without even setting an alarm. However, if I don't set an alarm, I'm going to be tossing and turning all night, worried that I'm going to miss my wake up time. So you set the alarm, you set yourself up for success so that you don't have the bad times. The next step on my list of things to help pull you out of a bad day is meditation. And this is something that I have recently started. I know that sometimes there can be kind of like it's a goofy thing or whatever, but literally meditation means to know oneself. So if you're having a bad time, whether it's outside influences, pressures you're putting on yourself, whatever it might be, coming back to your center and figuring out what you want out of life, what's going to help you feel better, what are the next steps that you can take, and just quieting all that noise around you and really focusing inward, that's going to help you feel a lot better. I can tell you, generally, I feel a lot calmer on the days that I meditate, and so it's definitely something I'm trying to incorporate into my weekly routine about 3 times a week. And I've had some really great breakthroughs, so it's definitely really helpful. I'll also put some of the links to some of my favorite apps that I use for meditation. I like to go guided because, as I said, I am a novice. I don't know that I'd be able to focus in and get a good meditation if I don't have someone talking in my ear and my headphones telling me like what to focus on and to keep breathing and relax. So I think that that's really beneficial, especially for us novice meditators. The next step on my list of what to do when you're having a bad day is nutrition. So generally, nutrition can be very important to fighting off bad moods. And you can also use it in other ways to fight the bad moods once they come. I'm a big proponent of moderation. So if you're having a bad day and you just want to have a bit of a brownie, have a little bit of a brownie. If it's going to take over your thoughts the rest of the day, it's just not worth it. Just have the brownie, feel good about yourself, but make sure that it's a small, normal, like a decent, responsible portion size of a brownie, not a big, huge whole handful of them. You need to set those rules for yourself. So on the flip side of that, generally, food can be very important in help regulating your mood. So foods such as fatty fish that are high in omegas, those have been shown to help improve your mood. Foods that are high in fiber, so you're not full of crap, are going to help you feel better. Foods that are fermented are full of pre and probiotics, so that helps your gut biome work better. So you're going to just feel better generally, and that is directly linked to chemicals in your brain to help you feel better. So definitely making sure that you are not putting a good food, bad food. You're not labeling your food in that sense, but really coming back to the center and knowing that food is going to fuel your body, and that's what you should be using it for, fueling your body so that you can feel your best. The last step, if all these other steps fail, this is the thing that should help you just feel better all around, and that's taking some quality time. Now, for all of us, quality time means different things to each of us. Sometimes it's taking time with your loved ones, a hug from your mom, or a good chat with a best friend that even lives across the country. Something like that can really help you feel better and just kind of brush a bad day away. I know when my kids come and give me a hug, it doesn't matter what's going on. It just makes me feel so happy. But some of us feel more recharged by being alone. And I definitely am one of those people. So sometimes just taking some time where you remove yourself from everybody else, just take some time to yourself. Maybe you want to do a sheet face mask or give yourself a manicure. Take that meditation time. The key here is to not use it as time to spite yourself or others, but really use it to help recharge yourself so that you feel better. So these are my tips. Starting with gratitude, getting good exercise, getting good rest, good nutrition, meditation, and sometimes just checking out, getting some good quality time for yourself. These are all great ways that you can use to help pull out of a bad mood when those bad days do strike you. So I hope these tips are great. I hope they help you refocus and recenter next time you're having a bad day. Subscribe, please. If you like what you've seen here, let me know what you do to help pull out of a bad day. And just know that I love you, and together we can make this all a better world. So keep smiling. Thanks.